Excuse us.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Sorry.
Move it, asshole.
Oh, thank God, we got good seats.
Damn right we did. What's up? We got the drinks.
We got the popcorn.
And the candy.
I think we're ready, man.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. The bathroom here is nuts.
Oh my God, you made it. Yay.
It's about time, Nathan. Damn.
Shh, the movie's starting.
I am Dustin Goes to Hollywood.
I'm Nathan Simmons.
And this is the worst audio quality I have ever had on an episode.
Oh no.
Welcome to the Silver Linings Playlist, a podcast that tries to find the silver lining in some of cinema's bleakest endings.
That is debatable because
That's true. We've had some rough quality.
Planet of the Apes, you sound like you're on a string tin can. I don't know what happened on that one, but that one was the worst.
Me neither.
I do?
Me neither.
Oh no.
You guys when you guys did the remake,
The original Planet of the Apes, about the remake of Planet of the Apes.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, now we have to differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's a thing that we got to do now.
That's weird.
So I want to be upfront with you guys, 100% honesty right at the top of this episode.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As audience, as you can tell by the title of this episode, we are doing the movie Life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And 100% honesty.
Oh, it's a movie? I thought we were just talking about
I
life in
played the
general.
board game.
Oh yeah, or the board game.
When I added this to the list, I meant to put High Life.
Oh.
The Robert Pattinson movie. Yeah.
And not until you guys started talking about it after watching it did I realize that I put the wrong movie on the freaking
That's
list.
a bit, right?
Is this,
you gotta be doing a bit.
I want to know if this is a bit.
I can't tell.
No, I was
Not a
talking
bit?
I was talking to someone about it last night. They're like, "Why are we watching this movie?" I was like, "Because I fucked up."
Oh my God.
Oh man, good.
Can I tell you about High Life? Because I tried watching it once before, and I got to the box. Anybody who's seen the movie knows about the box.
Okay.
I had to stop. I was like, I'm not in the right headspace for this movie, and I haven't come back to it yet.
No, I mean, luckily, this also has a bummer of a fucking ending.
It does. Yeah. I really lucked out.
Yeah. I think this was on the list too, if I'm not mistaken. So this is.
It was. I think that's why I got confused.
Sure.
Hilarious. And the fact that it's in 2017 is. High Life was what, 2019?
I don't know, man.
That's hilarious.
I just know that I fucked up, and it all kind of worked out.
Yeah, this is kind of a joke episode then, right?
Because I remember, I don't remember who it was. Is like, man, how'd they get this cast in this movie? Like Gyllenhaal, Reynolds. I'm like, what do you got?
Oh no, yeah,
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So,
but I'm glad you picked this one because this is a fun one to talk about. So
yeah, there's a lot to talk about.
High Life, I feel like we'd be, I don't know, that'd be a totally different episode.
Totally different episode.
Which one is High Life? I feel like I've seen that.
So it's an A24 movie.
Yeah.
It's Robert Pattinson in space.
Oh.
That's like the bare minimum of it because there's a lot going on in that movie.
Whoa, no, I have not seen this.
Yeah, it's much more existentially terrifying.
Yes. It's the slowest of slowest burns.
Very different episode.
Huh.
Very different episode we'd be having right now.
Anyway,
incredible.
If this is your first time tuning into the show, we don't know what we're doing, apparently.
Instead, we're talking about a Venom prequel.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we'll get to that. So if this is your first time tuning in, first of all, welcome to the Silver Linings Playlist. As Mally so eloquently described at the beginning of the show, we are a podcast that likes to watch movies such as Life. The 2017 version. Well, and High Life, I guess. I mean, like is a strong word, but we pick these movies that don't end in your typical Hollywood fashion of everything working itself out at the end. Sometimes movies go across the Rubicon into dangerous territory or bummer territory or absurdist territory. And this is no exception because if you are unfamiliar with the movie Life from 2017, first of all, don't beat yourself up about it because this is somehow a big movie and not at all a big movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah, I feel like it flew under the radar, but it also didn't.
Yeah,
it flew under the radar, but somehow turned a profit.
It's also clearly expensive, has an A-list cast, and almost no one I know has seen it.
Exactly. Well,
yeah,
the budget's not crazy big.
Okay,
like it's big. But yeah, this is a weird one. But we watch movies like Life. I feel like I have to say 2017 right after, because I don't want to confuse anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the Eddie Murphy
Sure.
and Martin Lawrence glorious film. That's The Better Life. I'm not gonna lie.
Or the abundance of other films that I'm sure are called Life out there that we're just not privy to.
Right.
Because first of all, this is one of my first notes, but what a stupid title for this movie.
It's real bad. Yeah.
Really bad.
They should have just called it Calvin.
Maybe. Yeah. Speaking of which, before we get too deep into it, did anyone think this was like a secret Cloverfield movie at one point?
I did for a minute.
Everyone thought this was a secret Cloverfield
I remember when
movie.
the trailer came out, I thought that. Yeah.
I saw a lot of people on Reddit saying like this is a better prequel than Cloverfield Paradox.
Right.
Not entirely untrue either. But anyway. So Life 2017, Mally. This is your pick, whether it was intended to be or
on
not.
accident. It was an accident. This isn't the first time this has happened.
This is an accidental life, is what we're saying.
Yeah. Once again, audience, just want to apologize for the audio quality on my end. I am not in Atlanta.
No, you're
this
like
episode.
3 miles away from me.
Yeah. Still recording separately though, because fuck you. I could not be bothered.
No.
Oh, so you're like all of these characters who are in the same room together talking on their fucking headsets.
Yeah. Which, right up front, I want to say the most disorienting opening scene of all time. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
So
the camera's spinning around, and I got nauseous immediately.
Yeah, so this movie opens with like a well-shot oneer that gets progressively more
confusing,
and also we're never focused on who is talking, so all of these introduction moments are largely meaningless. Like I'm looking at Ryan Reynolds while I'm hearing Hiroyuki Sanada talking. It's infuriating.
We're getting a little out of ourselves though, gentlemen. Let's step back just one sec. Mally, this was your pick, so whether you meant it to be or not, what is your relationship with this movie? Did you see this in theaters?
I did.
Oh boy!
Wow!
And it was not a Venom prequel.
No,
and it was not a Cloverfield movie. It was just a movie.
Yeah,
and it was fine.
That's exactly how I would describe this movie. It's fine.
This is a gentleman's 5 out of 10.
What about on this rewatch? How'd it hold up for you?
It was still fine.
I feel the same way. Like, nothing. My opinion did not change over the rewatch of it.
Very, very rock and roll ending, though. I will give it that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. For the first, I think, 45 to 50 minutes, I actively disliked this movie, and then I think the third act is where I'm just like, fuck, where was this the whole time?
Yeah. For some reason, the middle act for me feels completely separate from the first two.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Nathan, this was your first time seeing this movie.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
But thoughts, reflections?
You know, it's funny. I remember when the trailer for this came out, getting really excited about it, and we can talk about the Venom stuff, I guess, after we watch the trailer.
Sure.
Or can we do that now?
No, we can talk about it now. I mean, that was like a big theory.
Yeah, there was this. Well, and it sprang from one of the trailers. The Red Band trailer for this movie had a single shot of a crowd reacting. Which is nowhere in the movie. At no point would there be a reason for a crowd to react in this movie. But the shot was taken from Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
And you can tell because there's a guy on like a flip phone that he wouldn't have in whenever this movie is supposed to take place. And so like people on Reddit and Twitter were like, oh, this is leading up to the Venom movie. Like this is a secret Venom prequel because the screenwriters also wrote an unproduced Venom movie. The director said he was a fan of Venom. Like, it seemed like maybe there was some connective tissue.
Sure.
Isn't this the same writer as Deadpool 1?
Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick they did Deadpool and Zombieland, I think.
That makes sense.
And the more enjoyable G.I. Joe movie.
Got it.
Retaliation.
I couldn't tell you which one was which.
Retaliation had The Rock, not saying who wants a body massage for some reason.
Didn't see either. So.
Rise of Cobra.
Oh, sure. I saw that one.
Is there 3 of those movies?
There's 3 now, yeah.
Rise of Cobra had Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it, so...
Why?
Right. I saw Rise of Cobra at midnight. Like, I saw that at a midnight screening.
What's wrong with you?
I like bad movies. I just didn't expect it to be, like, boring bad.
Yeah.
Can
I say real quick before we get too further in,
yeah.
I actually rewatched Brick recently.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's great in it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But since then, I don't know if he's a good actor.
Juan Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah.
You need to... So there's an episode of the Blank Check podcast where they talk about Don Juan.
Oh.
And they really get into the Joseph Gordon-Levitt of it all.
There's something about him
where he's a good actor who overcomplicates things for himself, where he's just like, I can't just play a character. I also have to have studied French for 6 years and
see,
and
I
now
disagree.
I can juggle.
I think he's a blank canvas in every role he's been in. Like, I don't, other than Brick, which I do feel like he gives in a good performance, but I feel
he's
like
very good in Brick.
Every time I see him, I don't know, nothing. I have nothing to latch onto. I feel kind of the same way about Matt Damon. Like, I feel like they're
the most.
I feel like they're the most milquetoast actors.
See, I love Matt Damon, especially like The Martian. The Bourne movies, he's supposed to be a blank canvas, so maybe that's not a good example.
Sense. Yeah, but I never feel like they're giving a performance that is. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but they just feel like meat and potatoes to me.
That episode of Blank Check is worth listening to because they spend like an hour just talking about the trajectory of his career and how like it seemed like everything was being handed to him. And then he just kind of like was like, no, I want to do my own thing. And we're like, no, we don't like your own thing.
Yeah, he's got a show coming out.
Yeah.
Mr. Corman on Apple TV.
He does?
It's very interesting because his character's name is like Josh Corman, and he's like, the only reason we call him that because it sounds like Joseph Gordon.
Oh Jesus, come on.
Okay.
But
anyway,
so life.
Yeah.
Life. I was fascinated. Then I found out it had, clearly had nothing to do with Marvel. And then I was like, I'll wait and see what the reviews are like. The reviews were like really middling. And so I just ended up just not going to see it. I think my parents ended up watching it and told me like it has like the worst fucking ending. And I just was like, okay, I guess I'm out.
Ending's the best fucking part.
And I agree. Now that I've finally seen it, I would say like...
Well, we're also the minority of people that like enjoy endings like this, Mally. Like you forget that this is a very niche...
This movie feels like it was reverse engineered from that final image.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, the point in the movie where, for me personally, the movie really falls apart when they give Calvin a face.
I've got so many opinions about Calvin. Fucking Calvin.
Once they give Calvin a face, I'm just kind of like, it's less scary now.
Sure. Look,
it's almost like it's almost adorable at that point.
Well, listener, if you've never seen this movie and you have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, why don't we talk about some of the history of Life from 2017?
Let's do it.
So Eddie Murphy is great in this movie. The old age makeup on him and Martin Lawrence is just fantastic. Can't Get Right is just one of the best supporting characters of all time. Downer ending for him. Wait, what?
Anyway,
Excelsior. We just end the episode.
The year is 2017.
Yeah.
Director is Daniel Espinosa. The movie has a stacked cast, and the names get progressively harder to say as we go along, but here we go. So we got Jake Gyllenhaal, we got Rebecca Ferguson, Ryan Reynolds, Hiroyuki Sanada, Ariyon Bakare, and here's where I'm going to be brave.
Oh, the Russian,
Olga Dihovichnaya.
Close enough.
Sure.
How do you say it, Nathan?
No, I think that's pretty close.
Really?
I don't know. I can't say it correctly.
We don't say it.
Camiel Warren Taylor and Naoko Mori.
Yes.
I think is, the Russian woman. Holy shit. Budget of $58 million, which again, nothing to sneeze at.
Right
in that little sweet spot. But only managed to gross $100 million worldwide. $100 million.
They advertised the shit out of this, so you know that the ad budget was pretty high as well. This premiered at South by Southwest. Isn't that fucking weird?
What?
Yeah.
No.
I think I think the poster is a big reason why a lot of people didn't see this movie. The hand in the helmet, it's just...
It reminds me of Apollo 18.
Yeah, it feels like those really direct-to-streaming, direct-to-DVD shitty...
It's an Asylum poster.
Yes, and then you call the movie Life, and it's people are like, what? And they just move the fuck on.
You're right. I already saw that. It's got Robert Pattinson in
it. Currently sits at a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's better than some of the movies we've done.
Yeah.
A lot better than some of the movies we've done. All right, guys. How about we watch the trailer?
Sure.
Because that way, if you're still you're still unsure about what this movie is, maybe this will help you out.
I doubt it,
but maybe you'll get an idea of what this movie is really about.
Because this is the trailer that's just a Kennedy speech over disaster scenes.
All right, here we go.
No man can fully grasp.
Yeah, how bold to do this speech.
Mm-hmm, the New Frontier speech.
Mm-hmm.
There is no strife, no prejudice.
But again, this does give this movie like a feeling of prestige. Like this feels like a Ridley Scott trailer or something. Like it feels like it
feels very Alien Covenant-ish.
Yes, it's very big for its britches.
Yeah.
That's it.
Skydance.
Skydance's first R-rated movie.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. We're looking at a large single cell, biological. I'd hate to jump the gun, but I think it's time.
Hiroyuki Sanada is a goddamn handsome man.
He's so great. He's always so good too.
He was the best part of Mortal Kombat.
Agreed.
Oh, by far.
Him and
Kano.
Kano is still the show, but what's the guy that plays Sub-Zero? He was really great too.
I'm forgetting his name. That he's in the raid. He's so good.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a 5 out of 10 movie because we're talking about other movies over the trailer for it.
Yeah. Well, I was just about to say, the dude that played Liu Kang was good too. They didn't give him anything to do.
Right.
That's very true. Kung Lao too. Like all the side characters, great. Cole, boringest fucking protagonist of a movie I've ever seen.
Oh no, Ryan Reynolds.
You know what's interesting though is this trailer actually doesn't spoil any of the deaths outright.
No, and doesn't really tell you too much about really what it's about. Like, doesn't give you the whole Calvin thing at all.
That's true.
Yeah, can we talk about Calvin?
I knew you were gonna have some notes about the name. Is it the name first of all?
We need to talk about Calvin. But I had this sinking.
That's actually another of me and Nathan's spin-off podcast where we only talk about
right Calvin and Hobbes.
Yep.
We only talk about the morality of alien creatures.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly, and whether they're really responsible. So I had this sinking feeling.
Calvin did nothing wrong.
Where I realized, like, I had this moment where I realized I'm going to be watching a movie where people are not only constantly saying Calvin, but are afraid of Calvin. And I never got over it the whole time.
Has anybody, like, done anything with this movie where they put Calvin Coolidge in like reaction shots?
Or like Calvin,
I feel like that's right for the picking.
Calvin pissing on something from Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, jeez.
Before we get too deep into the film, gentlemen, we had this discussion off air, but drink of the film, drink of life, we came to a consensus on the Cosmopolitan.
Of course.
Because this takes place in space.
Yeah.
Cosmo, yeah. So I've never had a Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was established in that discussion that none of us have.
Yeah, it's too highfalutin of a drink for me.
No, I had, so here's the only Cosmo I've ever had was like one that they made me at like Fridays. And it was like hot pink.
Electric blue Cosmo.
I think it was called Pink Punk Cosmo or something like that.
Sounds about right. They always have stupid names.
There's no possible way that it was like legit.
No.
I've read the magazine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the magazine.
Sure.
I remember the magazine. One of my girlfriends long ago had a Cosmopolitan lying on her bed once while she was taking a shower or something, and I was just flipping through it, waiting, and I remember distinctly coming across an article about Kim Kardashian in it, and it was one of those things where like the interviewer's just asking them random questions and they're answering.
Oh no!
And I swear to God, I don't know what issue this was, but I swear this is a real thing. They asked her. What is a secret about you that no one else knows?
Oh.
And she said I don't go number 2.
What?
She just doesn't.
I swear to God, she says I don't shit.
How do you?
Okay,
It's the best thing I've ever read.
Like,
That's the best thing I've ever read in my life.
How do you?
Well, good for her.
How do you not?
No. Full stop. You don't ask follow-up questions to that. Kim Kardashian doesn't shit.
Who does
Exclusive.
it for you, ma'am?
I have a person, you know.
That is like a necessary, absolutely necessary bodily function.
Mally, I know.
Though.
I've been thinking about this for a decade.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. Who else do you think doesn't shit?
Because they're not able to, or because they choose not to?
They choose not to. They're just one of the ones that doesn't.
Lisa Bonet, for sure.
Of course.
Oh my God.
So, but you are gonna have your first Cosmo today, right?
I have the ingredients here. I've never had one before. I'm gonna make it on the air. So I gotta go grab some ice. You guys continue talking amongst yourselves while I go do that.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, we gotta stall while Dustin does his bartending segment.
Yeah, I feel like don't you feel like he should have done this before we started recording, or is that just me?
Yeah.
Anyway, audience, this movie, fuck.
It is such a weird thing that like I really did start off actively hating this movie, and then it kind of won me over by the end of it. But it has such boneheaded dialogue throughout.
Well, and just things that don't make sense. Like, okay, that opening scene that's very disorienting when they catch
the satellite,
the cargo thing, which that would have destroyed, like, logistically, that would have destroyed most of the PlayStation if that bitch came in that hot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, and that's the thing is, like, later on in the movie, we see something like that happen slowly, and it obliterates half of the ISS.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
But Ryan Reynolds can catch it in a little grabby arm, little pooper scooper, going, faster than light.
Well, and then later in the movie, when like they get depressurized, when Scorpion dies,
right?
Like they are struggling to not like get sucked out.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're still conscious at that point is astounding,
right?
And impossible. But like they're struggling for a whole scene to not get sucked out, and then at the end of the scene, they're like, "Oh, we should get out of here," and then just float away with no issues.
Right.
Like the logic jumps in this movie are astounding.
There's stuff that works so well until it doesn't for some reason.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that like we constantly have.
By the way, this recipe is mostly just vodka. If you guys were
good.
We weren't.
Which I am not a vodka guy, so this is what interesting.
The dialogue constantly steps over itself to like both over explain itself and also remove any legitimacy from it. This is great Foley work, Dustin.
I know.
I mean, shout out Jake Gyllenhaal for like just going for it and just screaming every line of dialogue his character has.
All right, fellas.
All right. Oh yeah, moment of truth. Take the first sip.
All right.
One small sip for man.
Oh, I can hear you.
Me pouring it out of the shaker. It is vibrantly pink.
Oh, good. Okay. All right.
Like a neon.
Wait, so what even goes in a Cosmopolitan?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So, it's a half ounce.
I regret asking.
It's a half ounce of Cointreau.
Yeah.
It's a full ounce of cranberry juice.
Okay.
Sure.
Half ounce of lime juice. And 1.5 ounces of vodka citron. So, yeah, I don't have like a nice like martini glass or anything you would put a Cosmo in, so it's just in a rock glass.
Yeah, I will say I've been for the first time since Dustin moved. I went to his apartment, and
I know what
this
you're going to say.
only owns like 4 whiskey glasses.
Yeah.
Oh man.
not anything else. Nothing.
All right, here we go. First sip of a Cosmo. I feel like I gotta like message Sarah Jessica Parker after this and tell her what I think, but here we go.
Yeah, don't message her.
I mean, it just tastes like vodka and lime juice.
Good. That sounds great.
I don't taste any of the cranberry or the
Which is funny because you said it was shockingly pink.
It is. It's very pink, but I mean, it's only it's 1 ounce of cranberry juice, but I feel like the vodka kind of like weighs it down from like that deep purple to a very light pink. But yeah,
Huh.
I mean, I mean, this is just a very simple recipe for one. I don't know. I mean, the joke is that it's Cosmo, right?
Right. Yeah. So
it's not really.
I'm so glad you're committed to the bit. Speaking of committing to the bit,
I'm gonna add some more cranberry juice to this, though. But yeah, please continue.
Speaking of committing to the bit, the thing that was driving me crazy from the word go is that Ryan Reynolds can't stop being Ryan Reynolds in this movie.
Yeah,
like
that's my first
from
note.
the beginning. Spoiler alert, I'm fucking saving it. Can you get OCD? Oh, I'm sorry, CDC out of my face. Like, he can't stop quipping.
Yeah,
for like the most important thing he will ever do.
My first note of this movie is literally, I like Ryan Reynolds, but man, his shtick can only go so far for me before he gets green.
Sure, and
he was originally supposed to play the Gyllenhaal role.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Which had been closer to him in like Buried, doing the more dramatic stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Because I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal is asleep at the wheel in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, again, besides the fact that he screams every single line of dialogue.
There's moments where people are like really committed and crushing it, but I think they're hamstrung by a really silly screenplay.
Yeah.
Like at one point early on in the movie, what's her name? Miranda, Rebecca Ferguson's character.
Oh, character's name. Holy shit. You
remember her character?
I've got IMDb pulled up, so it's not, don't go crazy.
Okay.
But no, at one point she says, pilgrims have landed on Plymouth Rock. The Mars samples are safe. And I'm just like, you can just use your metaphor. You don't have to, like, are you just doing this for the audience's sake? Like, there's so much of that shit that's just like undermining a line that someone just said.
Yeah. I'm sorry, did you guys already talk about the opening scene? Because
just that it's disorienting and that
it makes no goddamn sense.
And that it would obliterate the station.
Yeah, I wrote down that I wish I understood what was happening in this opening scene because there's so much like how does he catch anything in a spacesuit?
Unclear, and they don't show it on screen.
That's it. Well, see, I don't think the space station catches it. He's just there to watch it.
Oh, he's using that arm. He's using that little grabby hook.
Oh,
but it
so I was confused.
But we see it bounce off the hook, and then he still somehow grabs it.
I was confused because it says that is he catching the Mars samples? Because that's what I thought.
Yes.
The
rover.
How did they get out of the ship?
Well, the rover was coming back.
Oh, it's a rover.
Yeah. It was
I missed that entirely. I thought it was something already on the ship.
No, it was a separate craft, and then its onboard systems got fucked up.
I will say, all the dialogue in this movie, especially the beginning, is impossible to understand.
Yeah,
sure.
Like, I watched this movie at like full volume last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell was happening. Until Jake Gyllenhaal started screaming, I didn't know what was going on.
I think I'm starting to piece it together now. So the thing we see at the very beginning that crashes into the asteroids is the rover coming back from Mars.
Correct.
And then the ISS are trying to intercept it, and that's when they use the little grabby arm thing. Okay, yes, that makes sense.
Yes.
Because I was wondering, I was like, why is the ISS going all the way out to Mars? That makes no sense.
Yeah, their unmanned probe, got hit with
copy.
Yeah,
copy that.
Okay. Oh, see, so you do know some astronaut stuff.
a little bit. I don't want to toot my own horn, But,
another dumb Reynolds line shortly afterwards when they're trying to revive Calvin. They're like raising Jesus Christ. How much vodka did you use?
I thought adding a little bit more cranberry juice would make it better. It doesn't.
All right.
They're raising the temperature in the room to try to wake up Calvin, and
I'm gonna add some more lime juice to that. Maybe that'll help it out.
And Ryan Reynolds says, "This is some Reanimator shit," and she's like, "That's an obscure reference," and he goes, "Not obscure if you're a nerd. That doesn't fucking happen in Reanimator."
And also, you're astronauts. What's up with, like, I don't understand these movies. Like, Aliens and Alien got it the best for me with, like, how real scientists and astronauts would talk. These guys are like it's no big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to become an astronaut?
Right.
It's insanely difficult. You would not be quipping, even if you're up there for that long. I don't know. And especially...
And they're all just making jokes about their balls and stuff.
And that's before or after Hugh, like, proves that the cell is alive and it's a multicellular organism or whatever.
It's in that same scene. Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, you would be fucking speechless.
Yes.
You found life on Mars.
And instead
you did it.
Instead, Reynolds is making jokes about a paternity test and
Do you think Jake Gyllenhaal did this movie because up to this point he hadn't done a sci-fi space movie?
I mean,
because I don't get what draws him to this script.
Not really something on this scale. My girlfriend loves Jake Gyllenhaal, and
Same.
she said to me, like,
he's my hall pass, by the way.
Oh, he's
yeah.
Okay.
We were talking about this movie.
That Cosmo's kicking in, huh?
Oh yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Oh, I'm Samantha. I have sex with everybody.
Yeah.
I'll take him to Brokeback Mountain.
My Gyllenhaal pass.
Gyllenhaal pass. Fuck.
Come on.
It was right there.
Yeah, you fucked
I'll
up.
give him the southpaw.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Thank you. Yeah, no, she was like, he's always like the best part of whatever bad movie he's in.
Oh, yeah.
And I do think maybe there's a little bit of him wanting to try something else. I mean, like, that was kind of what he said when he did Spider-Man. He was like, I've never done a comic book movie. I'd love to play a big supervillain.
Yeah, I feel like he just did this because he hadn't done a space movie yet. He's like, I want to be an astronaut. So,
and this is post-Gravity, so everyone wants one of these like hard science,
But I will say this movie, it looks good. Like, it's filmed well
for the most part, yeah.
And I'm always impressed with zero gravity filmmaking.
Me too.
I always think it looks cool.
Yeah.
See, I think Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds got drunk.
That's very possible.
And then Gyllenhaal lost.
Very possible.
What drives me insane is, speaking of things that look good and not good, to me, Calvin never once looks convincing. It's not an interesting design. People keep...
I kind of like...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just mean, like, people are saying from the beginning that this creepy little load is beautiful. And he's like a fucking...
That's how they described me when I finished, too. This creepy little load.
He's like he looks like a fucking cummy starfish. Like, I don't want...
He looks like a translucent fucking Patrick from SpongeBob.
Or Baby Groot. Like, he's dancing at one point. And you know what? He's actually... It's really scary for like 5 seconds. The bit with the glove reaching back out is like a great visual. Mm-hmm. But then
I laughed so fucking hard
when he got the little lance.
Him when he does a little like
inching along with the little lance.
When he gets over there and he gets the little the little wad and he breaks it and he comes back. I'm like, this is so... I mean, I forgot all about this part. I laughed so fucking hard.
Bit. And this is also when...
I was like, this cheeky little devil.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the little guy.
Exactly. I like the character design when he gets to the part where he almost looks like a manta ray. Like,
oh, sure.
When Sho has to lock himself in the sleeping compartment.
That's a good scene.
And he's like floating.
That's a genuinely good scene.
Yeah, I don't like it when he's like he looks like the thing from Prometheus that Shaw cuts out of her stomach.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Like the squid.
Well, and that's the thing.
I don't really like it when it looks like that.
So much of this movie feels like we're trying to one-up Alien. Like,
it's definitely,
like, we started with what worked on the Xenomorph, and look, the fire, the flamethrower doesn't work.
This movie saw Prometheus for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will say, I do like the scene where the Russian woman goes outside,
haunting,
to fix the thing, and then like, dude, like that when that thing jumps out, it actually is a little bit of a jump scare, but it's effective.
There's some good scares in this. I mean, I think Reynolds,
there's some great deaths in this movie.
Yes, Ryan Reynolds plays the moment when he's grabbed really well.
Yeah.
Like, I think when the door shuts and he just kind of goes, yeah, okay. Like, I think he does play that really well, but it's undercut by lines like, I don't give a shit about your fucking quarantine, said the scientist.
Yeah, I wrote that down too, and I was like, dude, Ryan Reynolds' character is so fucking stupid. It is a quarantine. You knew what it was when you signed up, baby. Like,
it's weird watching that in our year of our Lord 2021.
Yeah.
Having someone say they don't care about quarantine.
Ryan Reynolds uttered that line. I was like, oh my God, it was Georgia 2020.
Right?
I do like that reaction that everybody has, though. Like, as soon as Ryan Reynolds gets locked inside, they all give a look of like, fuck, he dead.
Yeah.
Like, everybody has that moment of realization. And
also, Hugh's hand getting broken is fucked up.
Yeah.
It's so reminiscent of the biologist dude in Prometheus getting his arm broken. Like, this movie saw Prometheus.
But the sound effect is great.
Yeah.
The sound effect is great. That is also... Is it during that scene or is it before when they think Calvin's dead that oh shoot, I forgot her name already. Miranda, when she says she says, my father used to say that it was all going so well. I'm like, that's just a sentence. Like, what do you?
Oh yeah, no.
like,
I feel like they're trying to do a reverse of the Star Wars thing of I have a bad
feeling about this. Yeah.
What he does, Hugh says that at the beginning.
He says, "I have a good feeling about this."
I have a good feeling about this.
Oh right, that's right.
Yeah, you fucked up, Hugh.
Also, something that bothers me about the Hugh scene, he takes his broken hand out and it droops down as if it's under gravity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
They're very selective about their gravity.
It's like that scene in Wing Commander when they clear the wrecked ship off of the the space station and it falls straight down in outer space.
I mean,
I no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Oh, don't watch Wing Commander. Please don't watch Wing Commander. It's terrible.
I wasn't going to.
Speaking about that though, I'm way more interested in how Calvin I'm very into this movie at the beginning, like when they're like how Calvin functions as an organism.
Totally the opposite.
Because I find that stuff interesting. I'm like, oh, they found life on Mars. It forms a fingertip to try and touch Hugh's finger.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty fucking cool. And I'm even interested in Hugh as a character when they're like, oh, he's in a wheelchair, but of course he's in space, so he doesn't need it.
Right.
It's like that. All that stuff's good.
Oh yeah, his physical therapy sequence is really well done.
It's good.
I like that scene a lot. Yeah.
And then as soon as it wraps around his hand, I'm like, oh, it's one of these movies. Like, I'm just not interested in another alien organism on a spaceship killing people. Like, we've peaked with Alien, and same thing with shark movies. We peaked with Jaws. We can have fun ones, but when like the Meg, you can have fun with it, but when you try to do super serious
Sharknado,
when you try to do super serious, like it doesn't work, man.
Right. Although switching back to Olga's death, I mean, the drowning in space has got to be the worst way to go.
Intense.
Yeah, no, this was the first part of the movie where I was like, oh, I'm into this. Like, this is insane.
I will say, as far as deaths in space go, the show For All Mankind has some that are worse.
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen that.
Dude,
still haven't seen
it. I highly recommend. First season's a little rough. Season 2 is amazing, but there's something at the end of season 2 that I think is worse than drowning in space.
I mean, there's a lot of bad deaths in space in this movie. I mean, just the implication at the end with Rebecca Ferguson.
Oh my god!
I mean, I don't want to get there now, but holy goddamn, that is traumatizing as shit.
No, there were moments in this movie when I got really.
No one really dies comfortably in this movie.
No.
Hugh does.
Does he though? Because he gets his arm broken, then he gets his leg sucked on until
he can't feel the leg thing.
I guess.
Which I will say that's kind of that's one of the things I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like,
it was terrifying.
Calvin's like hiding and leeching off his leg because he has no feeling in his legs, and I was like, that's.
But Hugh's kind of a fucking asshole because he knows that's what's happening, right?
I don't think so.
See, that I was wondering that as well, because there is an implication that because he says, I'm sorry, he has to feed in order to survive.
I think he's doing that because he's one of those guys, like this happens in all those horror movies that have the scientists. They're always like, no, we can't kill him because he's too important.
Yeah.
So he's the doctor in the 2018 Halloween.
Yes,
he's Vera Farmiga in Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah. He's the scientist in the original The Thing from Another World.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I just watched for the first time.
Oh, what did you think?
Not bad. I mean, the creature design is what it is because it's
pretty
the 50s.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it ends so abruptly though.
Yes,
it's like, and we're out.
It's an odd one for sure.
Not bad.
I have written down here goo vision. Oh, whenever the POV shots from Calvin.
Yes. Which I do not like POV monster shots.
No.
Yeah.
They're always goofy-ish.
Except for Predator.
Yeah. Well, and this felt like, what if Predator needed glasses?
Yeah.
Oh man, the drowning in space is haunting as it is, and it's not only are you drowning in your space, you're drowning from a toxic coolant.
Yeah.
And you have this. It's almost like Calvin's playing cheeky. Like he's like, I know you're going to die, so I'm just going to hang on.
And she makes the decision to not let them save her. And
which is pointless.
Yes, but it's an intense scene. I mean, it really like and inventive. Like all of the deaths in this movie are crazy inventive, actually.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds getting his insides blended, pretty fucking terrifying. But I gotta say though, like when they show him and they're like putting him in doing his funeral and they're wrapping up, he looks pretty good for someone that had an alien burst out of his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
I do have one question though.
Yeah.
There's
only one, really?
One big one, because I don't know if it's a plot hole. Maybe they covered it and I just missed it. But
okay.
They make a mention of, oh no, communications are down. And my question is, why?
I think it's implied that Calvin got all up in that shit.
Okay, because my thing was like, they're on the International Space Station. I have a feeling NASA would constantly be monitoring them.
Well, I mean, that is the implication that either her distress call got through or when everything cut out, that's when they sent someone up.
Okay.
But,
I must have missed that whole conversation about, I just remember, I think it was Jake Gyllenhaal even being like, communications are down. I'm like, wait, why?
It's not really explained, but yeah, it is implied that like Calvin's just had a case of the fuck arounds and
after a case of the fuck arounds.
Yeah.
After like Apollo 13, I feel like NASA would constantly be monitoring every second that you're in space. So
yeah.
Man, there's so much else to talk about. I mean, do we even fully talk about the name Calvin?
So it's determined by the students from Calvin Coolidge Elementary.
Yeah.
And we want you to name the alien Calvin. And I love
fucking stupid.
It's dumb, but I also love it would happen. It would happen in real life.
Yeah.
That is one of the more believable bits. But I also love the fact that like at one point, I think it's Ryan Reynolds says, "Stop fucking calling that monster Calvin."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, Ryan Reynolds has the right idea at the beginning, but still fucking stupid when he breaks the quarantine. Like, it would be almost heroic if he broke in just to save Hugh, like if we knew that was his motivation, which it ultimately is.
Yeah.
But the way it's portrayed, he's like, no, fuck this, I gotta save that guy. Right. Instead of being like, I'll replace him. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't work for me. Like it just felt really stupid. I mean, it's the problem with most of these space horror movies, like Cloverfield Paradox and stuff like that. Like everyone makes dumb decisions, like really dumb. Why wouldn't the lab be able to be jettisoned on its own?
That would, I kept asking the same question. I was like, if this is where you're going to keep anything that's a potential biohazard or like,
I mean, the air vents.
Yeah.
Like I can only close them one at a time. Why?
Yeah.
That's a design flaw.
Because guys, the movie has to happen.
Right.
That's the problem with all screenwriting. Once you have to make jumps in logic to make your screenplay make sense, then it doesn't fucking work.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't think there's a better version of that than the reverse engineering of having Goodnight Moon on the ship so it can give them their plan. And his plan comes from a line that's not in the fucking book. He says, "Goodnight Moon, goodnight stars, goodnight air." Goodnight air. It was like he might as well have said walk hard. But he has,
which is funny because I watched Walk Hard
so good
the same night that I watched this.
We talked about Walk Hard on the I Think You Should Leave episode 2.
Yeah. But it's so
Walk Hard is a great movie.
It's incredible.
It really it ruined like anyone who wants to make like a rock star biopic now.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right?
Yo, no. Every time, like I watch Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm like, this is just Walk Hard, but not funny. Like, it's
absolutely.
You can't do.
I still have a soft spot for that movie. I think it's still fun.
You can't do rock and roll biopics now because Walk Hard has ruined them.
And then it's just so strange because he says goodnight air, and then that gives him the idea to like shoot the oxygen and use the life. Even without that plan, why have they been standing there for 45 minutes without using the lifeboats?
Just freezing.
You know what I mean? Like the lifeboats have been an option this whole time. Like it's just so strange. But like I kept imagining like, because that book is about like a dad bunny, saying, tucking their kid in goodnight, and imagine that bunny just going like good night air, like just fucking dying.
That book has a dark ending apparently.
Right. I mean, but before all that, we get Jake Gyllenhaal doing his impression of the Challenger explosion, where he points his finger up in the air and goes.
Yeah, I missed that.
That's so weird.
I gotta say on this rewatch, I was half in, half out. I gotta be honest with you guys.
That's kind of fair.
Boy, that Cosmo got me fucked up.
Oh, baby girl.
I gotta take her off.
But no, I dig the scene on the cryopod when he's or like in the sleep pod whenever Hiroyuki Sanada is like laying in there and Calvin's trying to crush the glass. I think that's done really well.
Show is in that pod for a while.
Yeah.
I want to talk about those pods.
Sure.
Turn the light off.
Yeah.
Like when they go to sleep, though, like it's just fully lit up.
Full
like
on
y'all can't like
fluorescence.
turn the light off. Like,
I'm sure they pumped stuff in there like to make you go to sleep, like anesthesia or something, to like put you to sleep immediately, because it's an uncomfortable sleeping position too.
Still.
Just standing up
Like the cone heads.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's no gravity, so
Very
Right.
true. I mean, is it,
like they literally have to strap themselves down into them.
do we know what the ISS sleeping situation like? Is it horizontal? Is it vertical? Is it
I
an
don't know.
angle?
I hope they're I hope they're sleeping real well though.
I hope they're comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that until just now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. Actually, I'm curious.
Okay. I now that you're talking about gravity and laying down and stuff, I actually do think the moment, as much as Hugh is like an asshole. Oh no.
Oh, I just thought that was funny. Speaking of gravity and laying down, I thought that was pretty good.
Hugh is like the worst, but I do think the moment where he like asks them to let him float as he dies is actually really well done.
Yeah.
Like he's just like let me up, it's
Yeah.
there's moments in this movie where I'm just like, fuck, I want to watch this completely earnest movie that doesn't think it's smarter than it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's other times.
Once again, our audience can't see this because audio podcast.
Right.
But I love the fact that I can just watch what Dustin's
Dustin's
googling right now.
Googling sleeping pod.
What the
ISS
fuck is
sleeping
this?
pod.
ISS sleeping pod.
Pillow. Even astronauts bound for Mars. How do astronauts sleep in space?
This looks like the guy from that old school LAN party photo that's duct taped to the ceiling playing Counter Strike.
Yes. So someone is like,
yes.
someone's like Velcroed to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're just Velcro to the wall. I mean, they are in like sleeping bags too. So
This does look kind of comfortable. Is that?
It does. It looks.
I disagree. I think this.
I would rather be Velcro to a wall than fucking claustrophobic as shit in one of those goddamn
I was gonna say
pods.
Yeah,
this is.
I couldn't
it's too
sleep in one of those
busy.
pods.
There's so many buttons.
Yeah.
And this looks like a nightmare for me.
Okay, Dustin on the first day of astronaut school, don't put me anywhere near any fucking buttons.
I don't want to sleep near any buttons.
I don't want to flip on or off any shit.
I don't want to hear any more about the buttons. Yeah, no, I couldn't do this.
Jesus.
Oh, Calvin does like a little hungry hippo thing following blood drops.
Oh, I thought that was
yes.
funny. That was funny.
Oh, wait, hang on. Actually, real quick,
Yeah.
we kind of touched on it, but is anyone else like, they're just like really like, right off the bat, just like, yeah, no, shoot the flamethrower inside of the space station.
Yeah, I thought that was
Right,
weird.
and use up the fuel. Yeah.
And it was so ineffective.
That seems like a bold fucking move.
It was so
Mhm.
ineffective too. It did nothing. And like even when he shows him shooting it at
Adams-
things, they get a little.
Adams used flamethrower. It was not very effective.
No, it gets a little. Things get a little blacker, like the beacon bottles
Right.
and stuff like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's their way of saying, like, see, our alien's way more fucking hardcore than those pussy xenomorphs.
But it's not. It's.
Oh, they explain away everything. Like, to me, I'm gonna be honest. If a fucking alien is outside in space, I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, can it survive?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, it's a fucking alien, sure.
all bets are
But
off.
there's
Man.
literally a thing where they're like, can it live outside? Oh, well, it breathes oxygen, but who knows? It might be able to store oxygen for a long amount of time.
Yeah, you don't know that. You've seen it for 3 days. You haven't like asked it how do you breathe.
This is my new profile picture, by the way.
I love that the rest of this recording is going to be me and Mally talking about the movie and Dustin just being delighted by how astronauts sleep.
Yeah, he's just over here fucking Googling silly photos. Save some of these so you can post them for the audience, please.
This is so good.
I'm saving this, guys. I'm lit off this one Cosmo I had, and I'm having
Incredible.
a good time. So,
Oh my god!
I will say though, we talked about the Goodnight Moon scene. I don't think this movie earns this heartfelt moment between Gyllenhaal and Rebecca Ferguson at all.
It doesn't earn any heartfelt moments.
He should not be stroking her face.
No, I thought that was real creepy.
No.
And I don't feel for any of these characters when they die, really, except for
Rebecca Ferguson.
Sho.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sho just had a kid.
That's why I feel for him.
Wife had a baby at the beginning of the movie.
That's why I feel for him. And Hugh, because it's, he's a paraplegic and, he's up in space, the one place where he doesn't have to deal with his ailment, really.
Yeah.
And it's, to have Calvin leeching off of his dead legs, it's fucked up. And I do feel for Rebecca Ferguson in the end, but not until that moment, really.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because her character is a blank slate up until that point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the decompression scene's really good when the other ship shows up. That whole sequence is really intense.
Well, except for the fact that it doesn't logistically make
it doesn't make any sense, but it's shot well.
Yeah.
when she's like, oh, the fail safe is they're just gonna shove us into space, I couldn't help but laugh my ass. I was like, that's hilarious.
The final firewall.
Which also, man, those fucking red shirts in the goddamn other ship, just died immediately.
Yeah, we just see one guy in the background flipping out and be like, ah, ah, ah.
Did anyone else notice that Calvin continuously gets the door slammed on his face?
It happens like six times.
I laughed every fucking time.
So I see me and Nathan both count.
Okay, right. No, when the first time when Gyllenhaal slams the door closed and you hear the clunk of I couldn't help but fucking lose it every fucking time.
Flap, flap. Yeah.
Oh, it was so fun. And the fact that it kept happening, I was like, this is the best part of the movie to me. Like, I just want
And I wish Calvin had dialogue, because every time it would just be
fuck, shit,
fuck, bitch. Like
every fucking time it's a fuck.
Please do that. Please edit that into each of those scenes.
I might do
or
that.
Or just dough.
Or a dough would be good, yeah.
No, I feel Calvin's a sassy bitch.
Calvin is sassy.
Yeah.
Like every time that door shut, he was like, oh, bitch.
He's like,
Have you seen that video where someone's edited in haze over all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park? So there's like a velociraptor going like, oh, hey, like it's that. Yep. That's Calvin's energy.
But a little angrier.
Have you guys seen Jurassic Park without the dinosaurs?
No.
It's fucking hilarious. It's actually made by a guy I went to school with at Full Sail.
Uh-huh.
He digitally rotoscoped out all of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
That's amazing. For the whole movie?
No, just for the first scene where Sam Harris.
Sam Neill?
Yeah, Sam Neill and all the first see the dinosaurs. Not only that, he took it a step further.
Oh, fuck.
And like the Jurassic Park, like on the side of the Jeep, it just says park. It's fucking brilliant, but like it's also super fucking impressive. Here we go. I'm gonna just play it. And listener, you can look this up. Just Google
audio podcast.
I know.
Dustin.
Just Google Park Jurassic, no dinosaurs. I don't know if you saw the side of the Jeep. It just says park.
Audio podcast.
I know, they can Google this shit. I'll put it in the show notes. How about that? But look, even the...
Oh my god.
There's just fucking nothing there.
Nothing there. I mean, impressive work on his part,
right?
I guess.
Not only is it funny, but it's super impressive, the rotoscoping capabilities.
I feel like there'd be you could get some really funny moments if you, like, digitally replaced Calvin with something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, almost anything.
Like Towley from South Park.
You guys want to get high?
God.
Fucking run!
Yeah.
Anyway, replacing Calvin with Tally from South Park. Yes, brilliant idea.
I'm in.
I also think another great little moment aside from Another great little moment of Calvin's personality is how he just kind of hugs each of those little lights that
it's pretty good.
Gyllenhaal throws at him.
He's like, yes.
Oh my God, this is my favorite.
How did you know?
Gyllenhaal's plan is to die. Why does he buckle up?
I don't know.
So that he can't reach the controls.
Yeah, we need to recap the ending. So
Sure.
Malik, this is your pick. Why don't you tell us what happens at the end of this movie?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, come on. You know what happens at the end of this movie. You just watched it.
So they come up with a plan and
quote unquote plan
doesn't work out.
Yeah, he's
so the plan is Jake Gyllenhaal is gonna lure Calv. I keep wanting to call him Caleb.
Same,
Caleb.
literally the same.
He keeps wanting to. He's gonna lure Calvin into one escape pod because he's a pilot.
Mm-hmm. Now that's pod racing.
He's the doctor, isn't he?
No, he's a pilot.
I thought Jake Gyllenhaal's character was the doctor.
I don't fucking know.
He is both. He is the doctor, and then he at the end he goes like, "I'm the pilot."
Incredible.
Like, wait, you've been the pilot this whole time?
Yeah, he's got a double major.
Mm-hmm.
Said he's gonna fly it out. He's gonna manually override the autopilot and drive it into deep space, while Rebecca Ferguson's gonna use the autopilot in the other escape pod and go safely back to Earth.
Mm-hmm. So Gyllenhaal's making the sacrifice to take Calvin with him into deep space so he can't get to Earth. Yeah.
But the escape pods go, they go pew pew and disconnect.
That's what they do.
And then, you see one escape pod, it's struggling. It gets hit by some debris. And it's cut to make it look like it's Gyllenhaal spinning out. And he's trying to control the thing. But Calvin's like, no, get your fucking hand off that joystick, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And so you think he's successful in going out into outer space. Then you see a pod land on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boom, reveal, Jake Gyllenhaal landed on Earth, and a bunch of fishermen are opening his pod, and he's all like, no, don't do it.
But they don't understand the word no.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, and then just fucking cut to Rebecca Ferguson just screaming her balls off.
She's like,
yeah, tumbling into deep space.
Screaming like, no, God, no.
And then like a bunch of other boats arrive.
That last shot holds way too long.
Yeah, it's a little too long.
Yeah, that shot goes, and like nothing's happening. Like you can like look and see that nothing's happening.
Right.
I think it's just to imply that Calvin's gonna fuck all these people up and get on a ship. And
it's funny you say that because the director said he thinks it's possible that Calvin found a way to communicate in that last scene.
What?
How?
I don't know.
What?
He did not elaborate further.
Well, he's also... What is going on with Calvin in this final shot inside the pod?
Yeah, he got real goopy, took up the whole pod.
But also, what happened to Hugh? What was he doing with Hugh's body?
Just eating.
He was just, eating.
Just munching.
Well, no, because they show Hugh and he's got like his like entrails like stuck to the side of the wall.
Oh, yeah,
the
hentai scene.
What is that about?
Great question.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
Don't ask us to explain things in this movie.
All right.
But anyway, so yeah.
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 Movie over. I think the director was trying to imply that he's doing an Independence Day thing with the scientist, where he's using Gyllenhaal's body to communicate, but that doesn't really make sense since Gyllenhaal's yelling, no, don't open it, don't open it, no.
Fuck off.
And also, fun fact, Dustin and I did watch Independence Day.
Hell yeah, we did.
On 4th of July.
Oh, good.
It was great.
It was amazing. By the way, I meant to pull this to post, but when me and Mal were watching, there's that shot, Nathan, you might remember this, when Will Smith is, outrunning the spaceship in the desert before it crashes, and he ejects from his jet, and he lands. The shot of him landing on the ground, I swear to God,
breaks his legs.
His legs are exploding out of his body. It's such an impactful,
100%.
The sound design alone, it sounds like his legs explode out from under. It's great.
Amazing.
But no, I took the ending as and apparently a lot of people online took this theory too, that Calvin's using Jake Gyllenhaal's body to like feed off of, because
yeah,
until the fisherman opened the thing, and then he's like, oh, there's oxygen everywhere, I can thrive out here. But it's dumb.
So I found this interview with Sci-Fi Wire with Daniel Espinosa.
Oh boy.
Where he says Jake's character's the only one that never has a violent reaction against Calvin, and it takes quite a long time before he lands, and he is still alive. Something has happened in that pod. Calvin is just looking for communication. That's why I don't see this as a setup to the sequel. I see it as its own ending. He says, the guy goes, so Calvin has evolved more in the pod, and the takeaway is Earth is not automatically doomed? And he goes, yes.
What?
No.
But also in this interview, he keeps comparing his movie to Psycho. Like, there's these...
What?
How?
There's all these interviews with him where he said, like, I saw this thing on the Wikipedia page where it was a quote from Daniel Espinosa where he said he wanted to make a noir in space. And I'm like, you fucking failed.
This is not it. This is Alien Covenant or Cloverfield Paradox. Like,
yeah, you didn't do it.
I also read a thing that he was inspired, maybe this is just internet lore, but he was inspired by the original ending to what Alien was going to be, with the xenomorph mimicking Ripley's voice, but that doesn't happen.
Saying I'm coming home.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. No, the implication here is Calvin is going to escape, and then the Earth is doomed because he's going to feed off of everything. The Earth is covered in oxygen.
Right.
I love that we are, with full confidence, telling the director he's wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong. I saw no comparison to Psycho, not a single one.
He said to The Hollywood Reporter, life was shot to make a science fiction movie that ties into this other great American genre, which is noir.
No.
Ryan Reynolds became my Janet Leigh.
Oh my God.
I don't think he knows what a noir is.
I don't think he's seen Psycho.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is not the protagonist of the movie.
He is the first one to die. He's the big actor who dies.
Hugh is the protagonist until he dies,
right.
And then it switches to Jake Gyllenhaal.
I would argue that Ryan Reynolds is the Drew Barrymore from Scream of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude hasn't directed. Oh, wow. He's making a movie coming out called The Anarchist versus ISIS.
Oh, hell yeah.
He made Morbius, didn't he?
How about that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, and I think he was originally supposed to direct Assassin's Creed.
I never saw it.
Which I know
care.
Isn't saying much.
Don't care.
Right.
He was supposed to at one point.
This is doing a bunch of like Middle Eastern movies. He's doing a movie about Afghanistan too.
Oh boy.
Son of a bitch.
This sounds like Red Dawn and they just called it Red Platoon.
Yep.
That's an asylum picture. Like, that is not.
That's awesome.
Snakes on a train.
All right. So about this ending.
Yeah.
I love. There's a shot with Gyllenhaal's in the escape pod going through space, and he's going back to Earth. Like when we find out it happens to be Earth. But I love that Calvin's just his little passenger, because there's a wide shot and Calvin's just sucking on the little oxygen thing.
Yeah.
Right.
He looks like a little passenger for him.
Which in the Red Band trailer, there's a shot of him on Gyllenhaal. It's framed exactly like that, but Gyllenhaal's just going like, ah! Like he's just screaming.
I don't remember
and that's
that.
not in the movie.
I don't remember that.
It's so weird.
It does feel a little too convenient that both of these escape pods go in the exact opposite direction they're supposed to go in.
Yes.
Well, so I think Rebecca Ferguson's got hit by the debris, and that's what caused hers to spin off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they're supposed to be.
Calvin grabbed the joystick.
Oh, I missed that entirely.
Like pulled his because Jake Gyllenhaal said he had to hold the stick long enough to override the autopilot.
Right.
So it's implied that Calvin was like, "Fuck you, bro."
Yeah. Because, like, Hughes somehow knew he's getting smarter.
My ship now.
Yeah.
What a great movie.
Man. Also, this is a little thing, but when the capsule lands back into the ocean and the fishermen go to open it, wouldn't that space capsule be hot as shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, untouchable?
Oh, yeah. They start climbing on it immediately.
They immediately start
Really?
prying open the door.
That's the part where you're like, this doesn't make sense.
No.
I thought the same thing, though.
Okay, thank you. Man, just the shot of Rebecca Ferguson realizing what's happening and screaming in horror might be one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen on this show.
It's awful.
Top 10.
Yeah.
It's top 10.
I mean, that's like a his name was Mark White kind of scene right there.
Yeah. Because it's also like I'm thinking, okay, well, Jake Gyllenhaal gets back to Earth. Maybe he can tell somebody, but he's dead pretty much. And then I'm like, even if he tells somebody, because obviously of how space works, they can't catch up to her. So she's like Bender in that Futurama episode. She's just going to keep going forever until she's dead.
Oh,
which is
yes,
fucking dark, man. Wow.
Yeah. Probably the most upsetting death in this movie happens after the credits roll. Like,
yeah, the implication of the death. Yeah.
This ending is a real punch in the gut, and it actually, I think you said this when we were texting about it, like it almost retroactively makes the rest of the movie like more hardcore. It does feel like the movie was like reverse engineered from that moment.
100%. Calvin's a cheeky little devil. That's all I gotta say.
He's a scamp.
He's a fucking little scamp, yeah.
Oh, poor little fella.
Well, I need to start drinking during these.
Yeah, way ahead of you. Well, when did when Sho was dying?
Yes.
Was Calvin just beating the shit out of him with like a fist? Because it seemed like when
it sure looked that way,
right? Because it looks like he like formed his little tentacle into a fist and was just beating the shit out of him, which I didn't notice the first time.
Well, let's not forget that the first thing that he forms into is a small little penis.
Yeah,
he sure does, doesn't he?
Yeah,
little mushroom tip. Yeah,
spooky little load.
Spooky little load.
Little tuna can.
I gotta ask, what's the worst death?
I mean, besides Rebecca Ferguson's?
I'm talking about all of them. Yeah,
she definitely has the worst.
Either that or Olga. Like, drowning is already like one of my biggest fears, and drowning in space sounds fucking awful.
That's awful. I do say the more fucked up thing about Rebecca Ferguson is she's like spinning out of control that whole time.
Yeah,
and she's going to continue to spin like that until she dies because of how space works.
Yeah.
That's even more. That's traumatizing. Oof. But for me, like the on-screen deaths, it's got to be Ryan Reynolds for me because it's so long. Like his death takes so long.
He's just getting shredded and pureed inside.
Yummy.
Well, like when you see it go into his mouth, I got to say Ryan Reynolds gives a great performance of like trying to keep it from getting down his throat.
When he's like pulling at it on his cheek and stuff. Yeah.
And then when he realizes, fuck, I'm dead, and he like has that moment, and then of course the little blood bubbles coming out. I just imagine he's getting pureed on the inside. That's
I'm glad because like a few days ago I had like mussels for lunch.
Hell yeah! I was gonna say hell yeah, bro. Gains.
No, like the slippery little
the Calvin looking things.
I'm really glad I didn't like have that while watching this movie because the moment Ryan Reynolds swallowed that bitch, I was like, oh my God, that's what I had lunch the other day.
Maybe I need to add that onto the drink of the film as meal of the film. Like, what am I eating while I'm watching life? Put oysters in there.
What did I? Actually, I did eat while watching this movie. I had some fried fish.
Ooh.
Great.
I don't know what I had. I can't remember. Did anybody else think that Calvin's internal monologue was just...
I will crawl over there and I will skull fuck the shit out of you.
Yeah,
of course.
That is what he would...
Calvin should have been voiced by William Forsythe.
Yes!
That is what Calvin was screaming every time a door slammed in his fucking face.
So I have to ask you guys,
sure.
Just spinning out of like the meal of the episode, what do you think Calvin tastes like?
Calamari.
Okay. That's fair. I think that's probably accurate, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like raw jackfruit.
I was gonna say like calamari on the outside, but like a rock on the inside.
I mean, I would definitely, I'd fry him up with a nice like white wine, lemon cream sauce.
Make a scampi out of him.
Oh hell yeah, bro!
Fuck yeah, bro!
Yeah. That's my jam right there.
Summer fucking livid right there. Let's get Calvin and fucking cook him. I mean,
man, over some like nice fucking creamy linguine. Ooh, baby.
Would it be insensitive to say the?
Yes, and okay. I don't think that should make the episode.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to keep it in, but I'm just going to bleep it out.
Okay, that works. That works.
Great.
All right. Well, fellas, we've talked about life.
We sure.
All forms of it, including this movie. Why don't we talk about some prop cops? So this is, of course, the area of the podcast where we talk about one prop, or costume, or set design, anything from the movie, that a physical item that we want to own for our collection.
I know what I want.
Go ahead then, sir. What would you like to own?
Every space movie, all I can think is, God damn it, I want a space suit.
Nice. Yeah.
I would wear that all of the time.
You have a hazmat suit and now a spacesuit in your collection.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Mally's just preparing for the end of the world.
Yeah.
Nathan, what about you? What's a prop you want from this movie?
I want the little taser fork that he uses on Calvin.
Oh, the little electric wand?
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's funny because when I saw that, so a mutual friend of me and Dustin's, Dylan, got really excited like 2 months ago because he bought a candle lighter that is literally, it's like a little fucking like thing just like in this movie. It's just like it creates a little spark and lights your candle.
Little cattle prod.
Cool.
That's what it
That's
looked
pretty cool.
That's wild. Yeah.
Well, Nathan, I'm jealous you get the electric wand because that was going to help me bring my Frankenstein's monster back to life.
Oh no! Well, you can use the little plasma gun that she uses.
I'm going to pick the oxygen sticks that they
there
use.
You go.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
I really debated on the flamethrower.
Yeah,
but for my purposes, my ulterior motives here, I gotta go with the oxygen stick.
As we established, the flamethrower was very ineffective.
It kind of sucks for a movie flamethrower.
Absolutely.
Like a space flamethrower, so. Plus the sound design of it was really odd.
Underwhelming.
Yeah. Okay. There's not many options here, but bit part.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a bit part, an extra in this movie? I mean, mostly it's just the people back on Earth.
Right.
Any little cameos you guys want to make?
I want to be the guy in the escape pod who's like, or in this pod from Earth who is like just flipping out in the background.
The Japanese guys?
Yeah. Just getting torn apart and going, ah!
All right. Nathan's whitewash of the movie, but Mally,
no, I'll be in the suit. They don't know.
Well, it's funny you say that because I want to be one of the fishermen at the end.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I chose the TV news host that's interviewing the kids at the beginning.
Oh, sure.
When they're giving the tour of the...
Oh, I completely... Oh my... No, wait. I want to be the kid that names Calvin.
I want it to be like what they do in like those awful aught movies where it's the body is the size of a normal kid, but then you have the big Mally's head on top of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Going, we at Calvin Coolidge High School.
Basically, what is that Wayans movie? The Little Man?
Oh, no.
Little Man, yeah. Might be my next Photoshop project there.
Didn't Hauser find that at like a Second and Charles for an insane price at one point?
Like 47 cents or something. He probably did.
Yeah.
He probably did.
He overpaid.
We got to get him on the show, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe he hasn't been on yet. We got to get him on the show. All right. Well, now it's the moment we've all been waiting for.
Sure.
The silver lining of life.
Good luck.
And I feel like I have to iterate life from 2017.
Sure.
Yes. Definitely not High Life.
Not High Life, not the actual life, not the board game, not the Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah.
What's the silver lining of life 2017, gentlemen?
All right, I'll go first.
Sure.
Copy that.
I mean, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence get away. They end the movie at a fucking ball game, living life. Oh, don't boo me.
I thought that was Kumite.
Oh, fuck. If Bloodsport was part of the show, I would definitely have that on the soundboard, but damn it. Is that really your answer, Mally?
Absolutely.
Dude, you can't give us a joke movie to do on accident and then not come through. You got to come with a heavy hitter, man. Give me a silver lining.
I clearly just did.
God damn it.
I mean, maybe, if the director's right.
Oh my God, I just realized that the ending of Life, the real movie,
It's a real movie.
and Shawshank Redemption are basically the fucking same. Huh.
Nathan, silver lining?
Huh. Oh, fuck me.
There
right.
are better weapons on Earth. So I'm assuming as soon as they realize there's a problem, they drop a bomb on the pod.
Oh,
hopefully.
I really hope the fisherman at the end just fucking killed it.
They just stabbed it.
They just stabbed it one time. That's Calvin's weakness. No, they use the oxygen depleting bomb from Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Perfect. Yes, because that was so effective.
That was kind of my silver lining, was that like now that we know what kills Calvin, which is a lack of oxygen,
right?
I don't think it'd be too difficult for any military to go in there and fucking wipe that thing out.
No.
But my silver lining that I came up with that doesn't overlap with Nathan's is that now we know don't go back to fucking Mars. Like, we have no reason to.
Stay away.
Stay far away from Mars. So, yeah, that's what I came up with. So, I feel like that kind of evens out for a silver lining, right?
Yeah, I think we all three of us just nailed it.
Kumite.
All right, let's talk about double features here, fellas.
Sure.
The Pick Me Up movie alternative, a movie you watch as a double feature with Life that'll hopefully bring your spirits back up. Nathan, what do you think people should watch after Life?
Oh man, shoot. I had one and now I don't see it in my notes anymore.
You
I'm
idiot.
Freestyle, my man.
So I will pick a recent Alien movie.
Okay.
Psycho Gorman, which is currently streaming on Shudder and Amazon. It is a movie from the filmmakers who did The Void and Manborg. And it is a
oh no!
What and what?
It's like an R-rated Power Rangers episode.
Dustin's Googling
Oh,
again.
I did hear about this movie. It had a very strange trailer.
Yeah, it's basically like an R-rated Power Rangers movie. It rules.
I did hear about this. Would you recommend it?
Would I recommend Life or Psycho Gorman?
No.
He just suggested
Psycho Gorman.
Psycho Gorman.
Yeah.
I did see this trailer and I was like, what the fuck?
I almost said Venom just to be cheeky, but I fucking hated that movie.
Yeah.
That movie is so it's not even bad, it's just bewildering.
Yes.
Like, why is all this happening? All right.
It caused a lot of traffic in Atlanta, so
yeah.
Fuck that movie.
Mally, what about you? Pick me up.
I'm gonna go with, once again, another Alien film, 2011's Paul.
Oh, sure.
I never saw Paul.
It's not bad.
Is it good?
It's fun.
Who directs that?
That was Greg Mottola.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that one at a party, and I don't remember much of it.
You know, Adventureland, Superbad.
Yeah. I feel like they were really trying to ride that Nick Frost, Simon Pegg wave, and without Edgar Wright, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has its moments.
I went with one of my favorite movies of the year so far that is so much better than it has any right to be. And I will fight anybody that says this isn't a fun movie.
Okay.
But I don't get enough Hiroyuki Sanada out of this movie. He's kind of in the background a lot. And we didn't really talk about him that much, but this dude's career is insane.
Yeah, he's always good.
Oh, it's nuts. He's in everything.
Mortal Kombat, Westworld, Avengers Endgame, this movie, The Wolverine. He was in Lost, Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine rules.
Rush Hour 3. And, again, one of my favorite movies from this year that is so much fucking fun, Army of the Dead.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Fucking saw it in theaters, so worth the ticket price. Man. Might be my favorite Zack Snyder movie. Holy shit, it's so much fun.
I watched it at home at like 3 a.m. and I enjoyed myself.
Right? It's so fucking good.
I might need to come at it from a better mood because I wasn't as wild about it as you guys were. So I want to give it another shot.
I think the theater experience really helped because it was it was a fun time. Yeah. It was a fun time at the movies. I didn't know what was to expect.
Sure.
But I had a lot of fun.
Because the script is so full of holes, it's hard to figure out what's going to happen next.
I don't care. I get all the logic issues that movie has. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm having fun.
Guys, speaking of fun theater experiences, I saw F9, The Fast Saga in the Dolby Theater in Burbank.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It's a great theater.
Had a great time.
We saw Us. Me and past guest that was actually on the Us episode, Dylan Merriman. We saw it in that theater. It's a great theater.
That's his favorite theater because the past 2 times I've been there were both with him.
It's great. It's a great theater.
Because we also saw a while back the 4K release of Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Dude, that Dolby theater, that sound quality is just incredible, especially for a movie like Scott Pilgrim.
Agreed. All right, guys. Well, Life, specifically this one. I don't want no funny business.
Smart ass.
Do you guys recommend this movie?
I don't. I think it was. I'm not mad that I watched it, but I don't know that anybody needs to go out of their way to see it.
Sure. Mally?
I didn't even mean to recommend this movie in the first place. So that's going to be a hard no from me.
Yeah.
I think if you are a person that likes movies like Alien Covenant and such, which are just dumb.
If you like movies, watch this one.
If you like dumb alien horror movies, sure.
Yeah.
If not, absolutely not. There's some cool deaths in this movie, but there's a lot of waiting in between.
Well, here's a good question. If you like Alien Covenant, would this movie be improved? Would this
Are you mentally disabled?
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Would this movie be improved by the presence of Danny McBride?
No.
Actually, yes.
No.
I'm fucking had it with Calvin.
Dude, swap out Danny McBride with any character in this movie, and I'm kind of in.
Miranda.
The only reason I say no is because Danny McBride in Alien Covenant isn't the Danny McBride that I enjoy.
Sure.
Like, he's fine in that movie, but I feel like he would be just the same in this movie. It would just be another body.
No,
for the
let's
count.
get like Vice Principals Danny McBride in.
No, all right. This
Eastbound and Down Danny
this
McBride.
movie, but with just different Danny McBride characters. Like, give me some Righteous Gemstones Danny McBride
Foot Fist
in here.
Way.
They're all Danny McBride.
Yeah, just different versions of Danny McBride dealing with fucking
I'm into
Calvin.
This is the end, Danny McBride. I'm fucking in.
I feel like this is the end. Danny McBride would end up winning.
it.
Yeah. Could you imagine Danny McBride in the Rebecca Ferguson role as he's spinning out through space?
No!
All the different obscenities he's screaming. Fuck you, Calvin.
I can't fucking breathe out here.
Mother Nature just pissed her pantsuit. Because, don't forget Tropic Thunder Danny McBride.
I did forget about Tropic Thunder Danny McBride. That's a good
I can't
one.
believe an evil cum shot got me stuck in space.
Oh, well, that is life from 2017. And that is also life in general for us.
It sure was.
So if you enjoyed our episode, or if you have some thoughts on the movie Life,
An evil cum shot.
please, if you have some thoughts about this movie, please send us feedback, because this is something I really want to get some fan reaction going on. I want to hear your thoughts on this movie. If you want, you can send us an email to the Silver Linings Playlist at gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and we'll read your feedback live on the air next episode to see if maybe you had some thoughts that we didn't have, or maybe you agree with us, maybe disagree. Send those thoughts in. And you can also subscribe wherever you are right now, currently listening to us. If you don't like the platform you're on, we're on almost all of them. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, Spotify, we're everywhere.
Xtube, XNXS.
Xtube, Pornhub,
I know these names.
Oh my God, are we on Pornhub?
We should be.
I wish.
You know what? I might start uploading our episodes to Pornhub. Why the fuck not?
Please do.
Please leave us some rating and some feedback, though, wherever you are. Even if it's not a 5-star, I don't care. Just do it. If you would, please follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That'd be fucking stellar. You can also check us out on our subreddit at reddit.com/r/silverliningsplaylist. That is essentially the Wikipedia of our show. You can find all sorts of info there. All right. Clue for next week.
Yes.
Nathan,
Yeah.
I turn to you because
I love this because I don't know what we're doing.
I don't have a feeling Nathan's clue is going to help you out if I had to guess, but
Great.
your choice, Nathan.
Yeah.
We're doing a very weird movie next week, so why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
All right. My clue is...
Oh, wait a minute. And also, I just realized I didn't play this either for Silver Linings, but there you go.
Oh, good. Retroactive soundboard.
Well done.
Clue for next week.
Knock, knock. You guys got to participate. You guys got to participate in this one.
Oh my God, are we just... Oh my God, we're finally doing Knock Knock again?
No. You got to participate in this one. Knock, knock.
I got it. Yeah. The strangest knock knock joke of all of cinema. I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, great episode, guys. Looking forward to that.
Fucking Keanu Reeves is so good.
Any other business we need to take care of before we get out of here for the week?
I'm feeling good.
Nope. I think we've talked about splooge tentacle as much as we can.
All right. Well, again, thank you, listeners, so much for listening to our show. Rest in peace, Oatmeal, and as always, Excelsior.
Good night, Air.
Oh no.
Excelsior!
Excelsior!
Excelsior! Look it up.
Jesus Christ, that was a long one. Anyway, if you're still here, thanks for listening. And remember, you can always check out our back catalog for over 100 episodes of the show. Like, subscribe, and leave feedback if you want. And tune in next week for another one. Laters!